Welcome back, everyone. My name's Caleb. My wife and I have gone full-time furniture flipping here in Austin, Texas, transforming random pieces we find into something truly spectacular. I wanted to do a bit of a different video today. Lately, it's felt like we've kind of found the secret sauce on Facebook Marketplace. We've found that secret Krabby Patty formula for selling pieces. I feel like our last 5 or 6 pieces we've basically posted to Facebook Marketplace. They've gotten a ton of engagement and they've sold within 1 to 2 days with very little, if any, price negotiation. And in today's video, I wanted to showcase that that's not always the way it is, and that's okay. I'm gonna be refinishing a piece that we already refinished once. Sometimes you might finish a piece and you think it looks pretty good, but for whatever reason, weeks go by and it just hasn't sold. When that happens, you have a couple options. You can slowly lower the price, maybe fully take it down, edit the description, change around the photos, and relist it. Or another option, which definitely doesn't feel the best because you've already put a lot of work into it, is to just take another stab at it and refinish it one more time. So right off the bat, since it sat in the other garage for quite a while, the first thing we're gonna do is clean it with some simple green. Since the dresser's already been painted and polyed, there's not gonna be that much work for us to do on it. A lot of the work is already out of the way, but over time we are getting better at flipping. So when we took another look at this piece, we noticed some things that we just wanted to shore up, and we were able to clean that up really quick with some wood filler. We let that dry before sanding it down, as well as cleaning up some of the edges on the top of the dresser. This video is not sponsored, but I did want to take a second to talk about Good Bones Paint. They recently reached out to us, sent us some paint to try, and I instantly fell in love. I'm not going to talk too much about it other than I love their branding and I love their paint. So if you're in the market for the best furniture paint around, go check them out. I'll leave a link for you below this video. Today we're using their paint in the color Coyote to give the full body of this dresser a facelift. Today we're doing 2 coats, waiting 30 minutes between coats, and sanding with 400 grit after that first coat. One thing for us that kind of unlocked that secret sauce on Facebook Marketplace of being able to sell stuff within a day to 2 days is trying harder to keep up with what's trending in the world of furniture and kind of mimicking or incorporating some elements of those trends. So right now I think mid-century design coupled with some sort of organic element, whether it be texture, shape, or a combination of both, it's something we're seeing West Elm, Anthropologie, CB2, those kind of companies. At least for us, it's something that sells really well and really fast in our area. So we're going to be refinishing this piece with a Dowel design on the drawers. I've done several of these Dowel pieces in the past, and I'm not gonna lie, in the past it was a lot of work, but since they've been selling so fast, I knew it's something we would be doing more, so I tried to make it as efficient as possible. The first step is to cut those dowels to length. I used to do this by hand with a table saw, which was unsafe and slow, but now I've got a miter saw, so I'm doing them 5 at a time, and it's much more safe. I cut all the dowels to length for the top 6 drawers within a matter of minutes before moving on to the bottom 3 drawers. Once those are all cut to length, it's time to cut them in half, so we move over to the bandsaw, and as long as you've got a good jig and a vacuum, you can make quick work of this. Really, you can even do it without the vacuum, but the dust tends to just make things terrible after a while and you won't get good cuts, so the vacuum helps with that. Once those are all cut in half, there's going to be a little bit of tear out on some of the dowels, so I use some clamps to rig up an orbital sander and just sand those right off. On our first attempt at refinishing this piece, we went with overhang drawer pulls, which required us to sand down a space on the top of each drawer for those drawer pulls to go. Now we're going to be going with different pulls, so we're going to build that space back up with some Bondo before sanding it down. After that Bondo, things aren't perfect, so I go in with some wood filler, sand that down one more time, and things are looking a-okay. We clean up the sides of each drawer with an orbital sander before going in with that Coyote color on the sides and the top of each drawer so it matches the base. After that, it's time to attach those dowels. This time, rather than using wood glue, which tends to just be really runny, we decided to go with a product called Liquid Nails, and this was a huge game changer for doing these dowels. This product is much stronger and not as runny, so I was able to use much less, and I was able to work in sections applying the dowels to each drawer rather than having to do them with wood glue individually. After that, it was time to poly, so we did 2 coats on all the drawer fronts and the body of the piece. Next up, we paint the legs gold and follow that up of clear sealer. The next step is attaching those new drawer pulls, and thankfully Craig makes a tool that makes this super easy. You plug in your different measurements into the jig, make sure you hold it down steady, clamping it works as well, and then drill those holes for your drawer pulls. For the curved drawers, it was exactly the same, but our tape measure wouldn't bend, so we had to switch to a different one. The drawer pulls we bought came with screws that had a little indent at different measurements so that you could cut it off depending on whatever length you needed. So I cut those to length and got those drawer pulls attached. There was one slight hiccup where one of the screws broke off still inside the drawer pull, but I was able to screw it into my drill to get it out. We plugged those little bumpers back into all the legs, reattached them, and applied some feed and wax to the drawers. With everything done on this piece, we got it rolled over to our staging garage and took some of the best staging photos we've ever taken. We posted this one up on Facebook Marketplace, and with over 1,000 clicks and 60 saves, it sold within a day for $1,050. This video is just a reminder that it's okay to flop. It's okay to post something and have it not sell. It's okay to feel discouraged. It's okay to feel frustrated, but it's a whole lot better to feel motivated. I'm definitely glad we took another stab at this piece. Thank you guys so much for watching. Subscribe if you haven't. Be sure to check out Good Bones Paint in the description, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.